feeling it's probably going to go okay.
Competitive debut on Riven this time for Khan. I was calling for it. We saw it in solo queue. Would we see it in competitive? Khan always says yes. He's played the Mordekaiser. He's the god of the Jace. And now Riven comes back in the LCK.
And with a spell book as well, Papa Smithy, so we get the disgustingness from solo queue.
Ignite Riven, baby!
Ignite Riven, baby! That's all we're talking about. What I want to see is no flash. Just go with the heal as well, you know?
Linderung is now epically tilted.
Extraordinarily. So this is a fun comp from Kingzone, and actually around the rest of the map, it's also fun because we now get to have Rivens running around going nuts, and then an Abyssal Voyage turns up, makes it a completely tilted fight in the wrong way.
Isn't
all sorts
it beautiful,
of crazy
Atlas,
stuff.
when everything made sense for a Riven,
and
then a Riven was delivered. Beautiful stuff. So low engage for ROX Tigers. They can't force much in the 4v4. The 1v1 is going to be all about the Riven trying to style on the gangplank. Rengar can do some things to turn around that matchup. Riven from behind is really nothing to talk about, but low engage for ROX Tigers. If this Riven gets going, the choo-choo train's going all the way to the Nexus, Atlas.
Yep, it's going to be disgusting, and I love Riven in this composition with the fact that they are going to be so safe moving around with the rest of the unit, because Riven doesn't necessarily want to be starting off a team fight, but let's see if ROX can turn it. Their composition a little bit more standard. Kingzone putting on the style. Let's get into game 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, ROX fans actually finding their voice here just a little bit.
A little bit of a groan. The Ignite Riven's really taking them down a peg. So Riven in this spot, very good matchup into Gangplank unless there's significant snowball on the Gangplank start. Wants to bust him down. Speaking of busting.
Yeah, Gorilla just wanted to have a bit of a sing and dance, but ROX are going to interrupt that. Clearing out a ward too, so first CS actually going over to ROX. Infinite amounts of more CS.
So a lot of fan signs for the side of Kingzone. Great. Probably the second most popular player in Korea next to Faker.
Also got a haircut and looks glorious today.
Dapper's the word I would use. Riven and her Blade of the Exile around the top side. Broken for now, but that ultimate comes in around level 6.
Around? You'd say so?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I mean, he could skill something else, Atlas. What am I to know? I'm no Riven god.
Hey, that's true, that's true. Got to get that 4th point in Broken Wings.
Can't even do that at level 6. Dang it. Second point in Shield. Got to be a tank.
Yeah, there we go, there we go.
Gonna help with the leash. So top side from Peanut on is very standard Kha'Zix. Spellbook Riven is confirmed. The Ignite kind of told you the story. That was the spoiler.
Yeah.
In that one, can imagine that the Resolve tree for Gangplank is some armor to help him out with the laning phase. It is a Doran Shield start, so kind of understands he's going to take Harass from level 1. Didn't skill E level 1 like we see a lot of Rivens in solo queue doing against Gangplank to eat the Harass at level 1 before there's a real threat from the QW. Helped with the leash, so couldn't really take E level 1, and that's why it's going to be free damage for now.
Oh, misses the second creep though, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Amateur. So on. Our resident Jin Air top lane Riven god is, I'm sure, watching this closely and hoping there's a win so that he can play Riven himself.
Yeah. Gets himself out of the way. And as level 2 has been hit by Linderung, that is why Khan is getting shoved in at the moment. Wait until level 3 before Riven is really going to start popping off. Really does need all of the skills in his kit.
Last time we saw it was summer 2015. I believe there was a quadra-kill for some day in that game. Might have been Smeb who actually got the quadra-kill. There was a lot of Riven quadra-kills. I think there's 2 Riven quadra-kills. But yeah, 2015 summer, so long ago.
3 whole years.
The mid lane Riven, the famous outplay by Faker in playoffs also happened.
Against the Cassiopeia.
That was 2015 summer finals. So when it comes to LCK regular season, what's going to be someday?
One of my all-time most favorite plays ever. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen that one, guys, it's a long time ago. Certainly go and have a look for that one. The sidestep was about as beautiful as you could possibly want. We'll see whether Khan gets anything similar.
Early lane's not going to be fantastic for Riven. It's Gangplank in a melee matchup. So for early times, Parlay is a very happy place to be. But let's see if we see some cloth armors early, whether he feels strong enough to go Sheen and Trying to fight fire with fire.
Praying Gorilla will have probably a decent time down here on the bottom side in sort of the opposing matchup. Tahm Kench versus Braum, but otherwise it is pretty much the same lane so entirely.
How this draft works, Kalista Tahm, the no-dying duo. It's basically Kalista Thresh, but in a different form.
Yep.
They just want to farm up. Kha'Zix kind of wants to kill Zoe every time Malzahar ult is up, and they're leaving Khan the stage set to style on the gangplank. That's the game plan from the side of Kingzone. They don't want to play 5v5. Bot lane is going to play about as defensive as can be. And then Kha'Zix ideally will play around mid, but may have to try and swing the top lane matchup as well. And that's all in theory. ROX Tigers do have a lot of pick power through the mid lane themselves, and BDD takes a bit of damage to announce that the Paddle Star is online, 3 points into the ability.
Yeah, he got quite frustrated, did BDD. Sort of his back got stopped, and then he's like, well, and then walked at lava.
And Songwon also is making this full solo queue. He's actually gone for a skirmisher saber.
Oh, wow,
he wants to start fighting people.
Well, Peanut is going to be that first option. Actually uses the leap to get himself out of the way of a potential trouble bubble that doesn't quite find him.
They want to brawl, so this is going to really help their 2v2, that's for sure. As the Rengar against the Kha'Zix, the lower matchup. Going to go pretty well when you have a skirmisher saber advantage.
Yep, thankfully, the patience of this particular Raptor is being worn thin, and Songwon actually is going to find it in the end. Bowler flies through. Songwon doesn't find the stun with the empowerment, so Peanut is going to escape, but it's not great news. Valor does give Khan the shield as he heads forward, but you can see the passive. You get into melee range against the gangplank. It doesn't feel great if you're only taking that 1-2 punch.
So why are we seeing ROX go skirmisher saber and play topside? They want to increase the threat onto Khan. If they control red side jungle, Khan can't push up and look for the inevitable all-in the moment that he gets to Blade of the Exile at level 6. So for now, making Khan accountable, also holding back the Kha'Zix. Early laning phase, pretty painful for the Riven. Will not be able to ult and ignite at level 6 off cooldown. The smart jungling and the skirmisher saber guarantees the 1v1 potential.
Oh, that was cute.
Against the Kha'Zix. So it really is not the worst choice here, even if it means their warding will be less.
Yeah, you see BDD actually blocking with the Voidlings like you were talking about earlier on there. Papa Smithy does help with the tanking of Baron, but also helps with the tanking of Paddle Stars. BDD still going to stop the back and has heal available as well. So Khan walking on a ward here, but gets one down himself. Just needs to make sure that he's as safe as possible. But Linderung also doing the same thing. They've got Rift Scuttle Vision, as well as that cute little ward in the brush. Khan teleporting back up. Has actually sacrificed the Ignite. See whether he switches it back at any point after getting some of this shove. Gone for the early cooldown reduction in the Caulfield's Warhammer.
Yeah, both of the Dirk upgrade items are great for the Riven. One of the few champions that also consider the item we were speaking about yesterday on stream at Gangnam Stadium, the
Edge of Night?
It's not going to be the Edge of Night. We're not going to see that, but there's a lot of different... The Death Stance could even be considered by Riven.
Hey, yeah, true.
Nice Riven item. Could be a rush, see it as rushed in solo queue, but probably going to be Youmuu's, I would guess, just into Ghostblade, just into the Duskblade. Both blades, I think, are a pretty smart build, just to try to destroy Gangplank, and that's all he is looking to do. This is supposed to be isolated for the entire game if he can get away with it.
Black Cleaver also certainly an option. Khan wants to head there.
But the Black Cleaver doesn't really speed up his killing Gangplank, and that's really all he wants to kill.
Yeah.
He's monogamous with his death. He just wants to go straight for the Gangplank wherever possible.
Linderung actually being able to get some cheeky barrels off here as well, which is quite important. Good silence comes out of BDD there in the mid lane as we move back down here.
Infernal first spawn. They can get a kill on mid lane. They can turn it into that very easily.
All right, Broken Wings has been popped. The Wind Slash will be there. Good knock-up comes down as Khan. He's got the flash, decides not to follow. Just sending a message, and that's a huge minion wave that will have to be altered for Linderung to be able to grab it. May actually miss out some backline minions as well, as in comes Peanut. The exhaust very early, dodges out of the way of the Dazzler's Key. Could be in trouble. The Ren stacks are pulled out. Gorilla has the shield, and Kingzone make the dive look easy.
Yeah, no good choices there. Only level 5 on Key. The gank timing, oh baby. It was on point before they could see a true punishment with the Cosmic Radiance for the turn. Nice stuff from Kingzone. No one great to focus. We said about ganking through mid, what about ganking through bot? This is the result they want. They would love an Infernal to help their team get rolling. 4 carries and a Tahm Kench. And pick it up, but no answer here available for ROX.
Yep. Once again, just feels pretty textbook here for Kingzone as we start off this game, but the gold lead is certainly not in their favor just yet. 200 in favor of ROX. Kleptomancy, of course, like in the previous series, this time going in favor of our blue side in the ROX Tigers. It means that even if, First Blood goes down, there's a little bit of a farm advantage, anything like that, then still certainly going to be in favor of Kingzone. Sorry, in favor of ROX Tigers with that extra cash.
Good news. Khan's doing pretty well. Damage taken, not the highest. KDA, DPM, and CS per minute for his role, all first. No surprise to anyone, as Songwon is going to die.
Yeah, well, he's going to get key bursted. Takes a lot of damage. There's the Broken Wings, gets the knock-up.
Oh, BD doesn't want to flash on, apparently. They didn't have true vision. Or do they?
He's just going to get eaten up, and there is the Nether Grasp. All too easy. That's why he didn't flash on him, Papa. He didn't have to. He just got eaten by a catfish and delivered to a turret.
And he's got flash next time. Happy days for BDD in the mid lane. Already got the big CDR, probably 40%. CDR on some of the spells for flash, flash, flash in the late game.
It looks like Yomu's, like you were talking about as well, for Khan up towards the top side. Should be able to pick that one up when he goes back.
QSS Rush forced out of the mid lane. Means that the damage scaling is going to be slower for the Zoe. Top lane, not really any itemization to help him out in this particular matchup. Went the free boots route, which I think is risky against a Riven. Why not just go for one of the other items, or one of the other runes in the inspiration tree? Sort of matchup where you need Ninja Tabi as early as possible.
Yeah.
But went for both Sheen and Phage. That means that there's really no combat options when the Riven ultimate is up.
Khan going to go back home. 9 CS is his advantage, but grabbing that assist will certainly help him get his purple sword pretty fast. He's got the free ass boots as well.
And while, with the introduction of the counter pick, everyone was saying, where's the 4 kills at 10 minutes for Riven? When you think about comps, like what ROX is running, when you think about Gangplank's power, it's, I'm going to 1v1 and wave clear and then ult while the 4v4 wins. What you need against a Gangplank is kill pressure. And Riven, the entire game, will have kill pressure on Gangplank, will build damage for the lane, and focus all of his attention on killing the Gangplank. So that's the thing that can bust the strong 4-1 comps with GP, kill threat on GP, and Riven has it in spades.
Talking about getting busted as well, I mean, did you just watch BDD outplay Lava like 3 times in a row in a matter of 10 seconds?
Don't often talk about outplayers on Malzahar, but BD's pretty good at League of Legends.
Yeah, being able to put down the Voidlings at exactly the right place and make sure that the Paddle Stars weren't going to be landing does mean that he's navigating this lane quite easily. Someone...
Oh, baby.
He's going to get jumped on by an invisible Bugman, and oh my god, Peanut with the Leap Strike jumps straight in. I know that's going to be a Jax ability, but it's called Leap, and that was a struck down Rengar.
We just saw a real-life jump scare enacted by the Kha'Zix in the lower matchup. We saw it from Songwon's perspective. He didn't see anything until he was dead. Really nice stuff from Peanut. Knew Songwon had no flash to get away, and now the snowball's really getting going.
Well, Khan is actually down to about half health. Peanut grabs himself a Rift Herald. Should be able to get this one himself because Songwon's still making his way back from base. And Lava really hasn't been able to grab control of this mid lane whatsoever. Teleport back comes out from Khan as Linderong, okay, will be able to spot the Kha'Zix as Peanut put in a lot of work, but isn't going to be able to grab it. Not enough pressure on the top side, and Khan's gone back to Ignite Papa Smithy. This guy is ready to do some battle with some people.
And why would he ever want to teleport to a fight when he can just kill Gangplank again and again, and he does his job anyway. So we talked about it in Champs Select, fits a Riven drop. We talked about how they want to play the game, where it's just an isolated top side. He doesn't need teleport, so he's not going to take it.
Nope. I just can't believe Songwon got jump scared so bad that even with a Skirmisher Saber, still unable to take down Peanut. The isolation damage and sort of the power spike with the completed Warrior Enchantment, just too much out of the Kha'Zix.
I mean, I think he was smart not to use his stopwatch. He knew he was dead.
Oh, yeah.
There was no allies coming to back him up. He was going to die, so still has his tools and his aggressive options to go in, but think about how that all happened. Lack of vision control, no Tracker's Knife means that Skirmisher Saber is only really useful when they can have battle warding for the Rengar on the enemy jungle, when they can have vision around the top side. They ain't got no vision.
Well, Songwon once again just going to get jumped on by Peanut. So much damage. Tries to turn it around this time, and this time he's got Lava turning up. Okay, another one comes down as Lava gets out of the way, utilizes that early purchase on the QSS, but it's still a lot of damage with that Malefic Visions. The zoom in, you can see how observers thought it was close too, but not quite enough.
There's just so much pressure on the top side. Always going to be there, even with Gangplank not dying. There's been control for the Riven. The Malzahar and Kaz had control on mid, and Gorilla's just going everywhere.
Okay, flashing in, eats himself an Ezreal, and Prey gets a free kill. Gorilla just deciding when this one works. Windslash comes down. Peanut, he'll come in, deliver me a kill. Thank you very much, Khan. Khan grabs his second assist, and Kingzone, once again, it's a beautiful start to this match.
Well, guys, don't look at explosions. Didn't even need to overforce to kill himself. He keeps his flash up. Linderung uses it to his own doom. Both of the threats, all three of the threats. The fact that BDD, Peanut, and Khan are racking up kills and assists and not even using their summoners means the repeat gank is going to be again and again and again.
Yep. And Khan can just play super aggressively. BDD can play super aggressively. Gorilla can't quite so much, but Prey, he's absolutely fine, and he's got the Fate's
Gorilla
Call.
can't play aggressively?
He certainly can now.
Turret diving
And he also has, but he's now used his flash and exhaust from Smithy, so now he has to be a little bit more careful. But then I remembered that Fate's Call exists, so he actually doesn't. Okay, Peanut's going to get jumped on, fair bit of damage, but the leap does come in, and he's not going to have to use his flash or anything just yet.
Oh, it spotted him out there, so nice little bit of vision, but doesn't lead to the pick. They were hoping to arrest what is perfect game pace on the side of ROX Tigers.
Yes. Well, three of the former ROX Tigers, yep.
There's a lot of ROX Tigers out there at the moment. 8 on the Rift.
Yeah, we've got a lot of. In fact, we've got 9 here today.
Boom.
Considering the fact that Kuro is going to be playing in our next match. So, just too many. Too many Tigers.
Khan working on what we'd imagine to be a Duskblade second. Then he gets to go into situational, so the Death's Dance chance goes up.
Ooh, I love a good Death's Dance chance. Me too. See whether he's going to go for 40% CDR. Because, of course, Death's Dance does have 10% on it, as well as, I believe, Duskblade as well.
The last Death's Dance I remember in LCK was a top lane Graze, which lets you know it was
Did
a while
we not
ago.
have one on our Lowy game?
I don't know if she actually built one. She might have. It is a very common build on Alawi now that you mention it, so could be telling a lie there. The last one I remember
I can check this. Graves. I can check this right now. We can have a look at what Alawi was building. It was Rascal actually
Proxy.
for Kingzone.
It's competitive play. Where's my jungler? Well, pretty good idea that he's trying to help the bot side. It's got turret dived. Gangplank doing his best to keep up in CS, but they lose the mid lane turret. Even less control over the blue side. Joyous day for the Gangplank. It's pirate hunting season, Atlas.
Yeah. And it is just, it seems like tiger hunting season at the same time, because Kingzone have not let up. Well, it depends which tiger, I believe. But I think that ROX are turning into one of the endangered ones.
We're going to have to put them on the list after this game.
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't know whether there's a lot of tigers that aren't endangered, Papa Smith.
That's what I was thinking.
Story.
I know.
Yeah.
We try to make light of it. Sometimes you have to laugh.
I don't think you
to
can
stop
make light of endangered species, can you? Is that? Oh, now I'm feeling
But you
depressed.
have to laugh, otherwise you cry at us.
Well, that's why David Attenborough is so good, because his voice makes you happy, and then the content sometimes makes you sad.
I have been watching a lot of Planet Earth too, so it makes sense that I'm
extraordinary.
Thinking about conservation. We should start a GoFundMe for the tigers.
Oh, no.
ROX or the real ones, doesn't matter.
I don't know. Well, maybe they can just learn from this game, because Kingzone is putting on a clinic on how to play League of Legends, and Khan is going to do it once again. Barrel comes in, though. It's a lot of damage coming down. Broken Wings, he will be able to find it. There it is! Flashes out of the cannon barrage. Flash comes in from Lava, but that's the 1v1 still won by the Riven, so I'm giving it to him.
1v1 maybe run, but they invested 2 other members' time to get no benefit. Bot lane turret goes. The Infernal had already gone down. The red buff stolen. Of course, it's a triple Infernal game with a Gangplank against a Riven top, thinks Linderung.
No more perfect game opportunity, though, for Kingzone DragonX, so Linderung at least
Riven.
able to do that one. Thanks, Riven.
Well, mid lane inner turret's going to go down as Lava very, very slowly with his QSS and Morellonomicon tries to take a turret himself.
Yeah, that's another inner turret. Outer's still actually up on the top side of the map. You would have thought that potentially Khan would have taken that one.
But you see, the problem with the turret goes down is there's more space for Gangplank not to be in kill range.
Yeah. Long lane. Lava's going to get exhausted and destroyed. We've seen Gorilla do this before, and Lava isn't even underneath the turret. This Peanut should be able to at least get some isolation.
Gorilla.
Are they just they're just eating him? I don't even know what's going on. He's just underneath the turret? Okay. A Q finally comes in. Are they staggering it? They're
Gorilla-
staggering the kills.
Gorilla gave him his choice. Do you want to die to the turret? That means I get the kill.
Or do you want to be eaten by a catfish? Oh.
That's a different game analysis, Atlas, with the kill staggering.
I like how you went back to it.
The undersight?
Yeah, a bit of undersight. Undersight knowledge there. Linderong, okay, there's another cheeky little bug.
Jump scare!
Yeah, waiting in the brush. Okay, Prey's going to get flashed on, but he flashes immediately at the same time. Devour gets Peanut out of there as a turret falls down on the top side. BDD getting the objectives while the rest of his team's looking for kills, but 6,600 gold in the lead. You can imagine that at 19 minutes, they're pretty happy to just start farming ROX Tigers. Oh, God, enough talking about it. That was a bad move. Stolen is the blue buff from Peanut. And it's all just have your cake and eat it too when it comes to Kingzone.
I mean, they don't even get to look at cake. They're ripping up pictures of cakes and stopping them from even seeing them. The Kingzone DragonX. Lava's just here to shadow the inevitable all-in from Riven. This is actually good pathing from Lava.
But he does show, and now there is a definite Rift Herald that could turn into a Baron in 20 seconds. I was about to say Baron because it just feels like Kingzone are that far ahead, but Bazza hasn't quite made it to the Rift just yet.
ROX Tigers. Unfortunately, when it comes to things they have control of, it's very little. Control ward on the Wolves.
Oh, they're on blue side jungle. They've got a lot of vision.
They're trying to walk up. They're doing their best to hold that vision, but the fact that they have to invest control ward on their own walls to keep that camp theirs is not ideal. Kingzone have moved Riven to the bot side. Still has Ignite, of course, because why would you need to teleport?
Yeah. If he had a couple of charges in his spellbook, he could actually get his flash back if he feels like it, but probably doesn't actually want to do that at all.
Feels like Kingzone are going to take a lot of liberties. You know, they obviously know they're monstrously far ahead, and that's why ROX are trying to catch them at their own game.
The only way they lose this game is if they make a mistake and die to a whole bunch of ROX
speaking of
Tigers
mistakes,
members. Oh,
Linderong's like, I can't walk past that safely, can I? The answer is no, by the way.
Yeah, and that is going to be an Abyssal Voyage as well. Peanut turns up. It's a party in the mid lane, and Linderong was invited, but he got told to go home early. Kingzone DragonX now shoving all the way up to the inner turret. Thankfully, Cannon Barrage did come down, and that cleared out the minion wave.
And after a game like this, jokes aside, one of the biggest horror films you can enact is, it seems, in the LCK, playing against Kingzone DragonX. This will be 8 wins in a row if they're able to win this game. That's game wins, so they are not giving up any free lunches. They can play any champion. They are confident enough to take Nidalee, to take Riven, go for what works in solo queue and make it work at the highest level. And this is after, remember, this is a counterpoint to a macro victory in game 1, almost an economic victory if you're a civilization buff. They just took it and played it smartly there, and now they can brute force you with their mechanics as well. Yeah. It's a very, very scary proposition to play against a Kingzone DragonX in full flight.
Yep, this is looking like a domination victory most certainly on this particular run of Summoner's Rift, and I just love talking about a Kingzone DragonX team that can play multiple styles, and you brought it up yet again. Peanut's going to give Shelly the longest walk she's had for a very long time.
She's going to be tuckered out before she gets to a turret.
Tuckered out. Thankfully, there's some forward vision there by ROX. Going to see her meander past as she makes her way down the lane. See whether that was just Peanut waiting for the cooldown. I didn't actually see. He just wanted to throw it in there. Carney's backing. At least now on the bottom side of the map, they're going to have a bunch of pressure. Feels like there might be a Yorick in this game, you know? It's like Shelly's pretending to be the mistress.
Well, she's going for a walk, taking a couple selfies on the way to inevitably crashing a turret. It's so far away. Every brush is death for Linderong, and possibly Sungwon as well if they're in melee range. Well, he looked really cool when he did that.
Yeah, he still might be able to kill Songwon. Jumps over with the broken wings, flashes out. Abyssal Voyage to make sure Khan doesn't die. And he had his foot in his mouth a little bit at the beginning of that one. Made up for it.
But you know, if we would have asked him, he'd say it was on purpose to style. Golden Riven. Zonia's pose is possible by the stopwatch. The stopwatch strikes 10. It's 10 kills. For the
well,
side
it can only
Kingzone.
actually strike 12, Papa Smithy. It only has a 12 on it.
Well, that's why I mentioned it 10.
Oh, okay, nice. I apologize.
It's triple infernal, by the way.
It's feeling worse than that. As, yeah, Shelly made it to the inner turret, and that means the Kingzone are going to use her split push to take down her big brother Baron.
What do you learn about a team playing against the side of Kingzone? Game 1, we learned that ROX could follow the steps. They weren't hapless, but things couldn't happen. Almost dies to the cannon barrage. In this game, though, we've seen it feels like one game a series. We see this side of Kingzone. Sometimes game 1, sometimes it's game 2, where what team beats this? What team can actually take advantage of this? KT Rolster's the first one I think of who also have the players on the Rift to answer some of the stars for Kingzone.
The problem is that it just doesn't feel like they have the same level of coordination and synergy that Kingzone have been displaying, especially in their last few matches. Because they weren't playing this cohesive. This is like a hive mind League of Legends style with incredible mechanics. As Peanut is going to leap his way out.
The most surreal thing to me, Atlas, though, is, as that's a lot of damage to Lava, another Q would have killed the poor little Zoe, is that how good, I'm always impressed by how good Khan is with no time in the game, as that's going to be a dead Kha'Zix.
Well dead.
Khan can spend a couple of series away, like for example his competitive role, and come back and just be on point. Maybe you have to earn the right to play Khan. Because at the end of the day, they won with Rascal as well, middly against MVP. Khan plays like this particular game. About the pick more than necessary his play. Wasn't the greatest Riven of all time. Viper, I'm sure, will not be excited watching the VOD of this, and there was some Riven in the LPL as well. But it's all about what the pick does. Confidence of Khan to pick it even in the LCK. There goes another turret, 6-0. Triple Infernal Riven to deal with. Now has a Ravenous Hydra as well, lovely.
Yeah. Able to make all of those animation cancel plays that you certainly want to see out of the Riven. Gorilla spits out Prey. Khan continues to shove. Ravenous Hydra is such a fun item on Riven. Gives you infinite wave clear and also the ability to cancel out maneuvers. Do the fun stuff. Gets himself out of the way, so bit slower now, Papa Smithy.
Actually breaking the base. Going to be a lot more difficult for the Riven, but she's just about making that Gangplank accountable and can always flash on top of him. Still Ignite, by the way, for the Riven.
Good times. Almost has his flashback up as well, so as soon as that one's there, he's going to be playing a little bit more aggressively, going for these actual kills.
I'm not sure if he just kills him straight here.
Yeah, well, Abyssal Voyage has always been on point by Gorilla, and thankfully Thriller Hunt goes off in time to save Songwon, but that means that they won't have that available to try and stave off his Kingzone pressure. Baron buff still circling for another minute. The minion wave is being dealt with. The 1-3-1 has had to be employed. So ROX Tigers move their way over. Paddlestar not going to quite be enough. BDD just seems to have the number on Lava's Zoe.
Zoe's so far behind in items. Just now got her first needlessly large rod after the early QSS from Merlinomicon. They brute force down bot side. Khan still wants his highlight play. Hasn't been able to get one yet.
Yeah, Inhibitor's going to fall on the top side first though. Prey moves back towards the mid lane, and ROX, because they just can't find any sort of fight. Oh, there's a flash in. BDD wants to start this one off, but the Nether Grasp is actually going to be cancelled. There's a...
Here comes Riven!
Oh my god, the triple stun! Massive key burst, triple kill, quadra kill! Is this going to be the Penta? He's going to be delivered at this time!
Penta
That's going to be the first Riven in 3 years! Penta kill for Khan, and the 2-0 for Kingzone DragonX!
Kingzone DragonX, the best in the world. They can do anything. They break out the Riven, well held for a long time, not forever. Kingzone DragonX, every other team eat your heart out. Try and beat these guys in this sort of a run of form.
And we were talking about Khan, we were saying that, you know, maybe he's not the best Riven in the world, finds the ultra flash stun to get 3 members of the team. Absolutely amazing, but it was the rest of the team backing him up, honestly. Utterly flawless today on Summoner's Rift by Kingzone DragonX, continuing to look better and better this season, and saying they look better and better after being our LCK champions for 2017 summer is huge praise.
They're working their stuff out. See Khan on your screen, obviously overjoyed at being the second pentakill. It's the team with the first pentakill, but they had issues. What did I say preseason? How do you work out integrating Peanut? Yep. Where is this team at? You're going to have to change your strategy. They're showing new strategies. They're showing they can answer obvious shortcomings of removing a winning combination. They're trying to find a way to reinvent a wheel that won them the LCK Summer title. That was some excellent knock-up synergy. The key burst as well. No way for someone to skip away from Riven in this sort of a day. Goodbye, pentakill to Khan. First in the LCK. The Kinks are gone, Atlas. I think everything is in order now for Kingzone DragonX. It didn't take them a whole season. It took them 5 matches, and now they are the most fearsome team in the world.
I think so much of it has to do with Peanut changing his playstyle as well, really adjusting to working with so many weapons on this roster. The bottom lane always very good at not having any help, and Peanut, you mentioned Battle Ward, but he was always an aggressive Battle Ward that tried to fight. This time, he's getting vision down where he needs to and aiding his team where he needs to, and it looks like he now trusts these super-powered solo lanes.
But when the macro is in place, like we saw today,